Ebro's worst advice.
Ebro's never really given me, well, no, he's given me bad advice in like quick moments. Like, you know what you should say? Yo, tweet that. You're out on the street and you're making jokes about black penises matter with a woman who has compared Black Lives Matter to the KKK. I don't get it, bro. People out here complaining about music, but like, do you go on iTunes and buy the local music? Like, there's a scene, like, Joey Badass is touring the whole world, but like, are people here buying his music?
No.
Obviously the kids are, the same kids, but not like the mainstream fan base. They're not supporting it. I find the whole thing very frustrating and like super limited and a little bit embarrassing because New York hip hop is what I love, it's what I grew up on, it's the place I represent now and where I've been forever, and like, we're just behind the times. Like, bro, loosen up your Nietzsche jacket and listen to...
Who wears a Nietzsche still?
They're wearing the same people who will not turn off, you know, a 94 Gangster album, which I listen to too, but like, listen to everything.
If a dude is wearing a Nietzsche jacket, he's gonna rob you. I just want to give you guys
Well, that's a chance too. Yo, what up? I'm Peter Rosenberg from Hot 97 and ESPN and all that stuff, and you are checking out This Is 50.
Speaking of supporting artists, there's a particular artist that you kind of rooted for, Azealia Banks.
I did.
You did.
I did.
And now she's a little like off her rocker. I mean,
it's not good. It's one of those situations where you watch someone go a certain way, and I always knew she had her share of baggage, but like a lot of brilliant people have baggage.
Absolutely.
And she's brilliant. I mean, she artistically is, she's incredible. Her album, Broke with Expensive Taste, was amazing. She's a special artist. She can rap, she can sing. Her ideas are crazy, as we now know. But then it's like, it just, you know, I just feel for her. Like, she obviously has a lot going on, and it's weird, you know. We at a point we did talk a good amount. I mean, she's already lashed out at me like 10 different times. Like, she's pushed me away 50 billion times, and I'm never gonna say anything, you know, overly bad, except she said and done things that were fucking nuts.
Right.
I've told her so. I wish she would have just let the music talk.
Right.
You know, it's rare that you like can pinpoint a moment.
Right.
Where like everything seems to unravel. It doesn't mean that the issues weren't there.
Right.
But where the unraveling happened. And she did that interview with us, that famous interview with us that people really love.
Yes.
It got over 1 million views like in a week. It was a nice video that went crazy and people were really into it. We had a really real conversation. She said a lot of crazy stuff. Like, not crazy bad, but just like intense, you know, provocative stuff.
Right.
She cried. All this stuff was out there. And at that point, if she did not do anything else, she just went back to music.
Right.
I think there's no way of knowing what could have happened for her. And I really mean that, because I heard from important industry people who were like, yo, Azealia Banks, that interview. And I was like, guys, I've been trying to tell you, she's amazing. Like, it's time. Like, she's incredible. And people were starting to turn on Iggy Azalea.
Yes.
Azealia Banks, she was gonna get a push finally.
Right.
And she couldn't lay off Twitter. She just couldn't. She had to go on Twitter like a week later, attack Iggy again. Then I jump in, I'm like, well, it's not all about Iggy. You know, like, don't make Iggy you're making Iggy
the scapegoat.
Yeah. Like Iggy, there are things about Iggy Azalea that were symptomatic of problems.
Okay.
Iggy wasn't the problem.
Yes.
She was not going out to be like, I am going to co-opt hip hop because I'm white and I'm going to steal. That's not what she was doing.
She didn't wake up every morning like, I'm going to culturally appropriate these
I'm
going to
appropriate the shit. No, she loved hip hop music.
Right.
She wanted to make music. You could love it, you could hate it, but she's not the first, she's not the last. She had shit that I liked, she had shit I didn't like.
Right.
But your anger and sadness towards her was appreciated and people related to it.
Right.
But to continue to then just make it a war against her, now you're fucking up. Now you're making it negative and nasty and unnecessary, and then more importantly, you just started then taking out shots at every... If she could even just kept it to Iggy, people probably would let it go.
Right.
Instead, she just...
Uzi
to everyone. And like... It sucks, man. She is so talented, and now every story you read is worse than the last one.
So you like knowing her and knowing her temperament and have kind of watched it all, her unravel, so to speak. There was recently a story about an altercation between her and Russell Crowe, right? we have two totally conflicting different stories. You knowing her, do you think that she was the aggressor? Do you think that she literally broke a glass and tried, yeah?
I don't know. I can't say it sounds impossible,
Right.
but I also doesn't sound likely. But, you know, I think, listen, I do trust RZA though.
Right.
And RZA told a version of the story, and, you know, normally I really don't care about gossip stories like that, but because of the relationship with Azealia,
Yeah.
when those stories come out, I do like perk up to be like, what happened?
Pay attention a
Yeah,
little.
like I don't, like, 'cause I don't really like, honestly, if it's a totally random, I don't care. But Azealia, I do care,
Right.
and RZA, I care. And
Right.
then I'm like, oh man, what a bummer. RZA was like reaching out,
And trying and like
of
helping.
course, RZA, a guy who would appreciate just like black excellence and
Right.
see someone like Azealia who's being sort of pushed aside.
Right.
And being like, you know what? Nah, she deserves another chance. And
Right,
he's
and
right.
help her.
And he reached out. And then whatever happened, something happened. I'm not saying, I don't know Russell Crowe. He could be the worst guy ever. I don't know.
Right.
He could also be a saint. I don't know.
Right.
But it sounds like something bad and inappropriate and weird happened instead of just like, go to the party with RZA and just sit back.
Just
and
play the
just
room.
play the, that's,
Right.
come on. Like we all, if anyone who's been successful has had that happen. Hove has had a situation where he's been taken to a room before when he was first coming up.
Right.
People are like, yo, Hove, I'm about to take you somewhere crazy. And he's like, oh.
Just play the
And
room.
then before you know it, now you belong in that room.
Now you're home.
Now you're Hove. But she wasn't able to. Again, just another shitty, listen, until she straight up like kills someone, everyone loves a good comeback story. So you never know. You know, that said, I would avoid the pictures that show you massacred thousands of chickens.
Oh yeah, that's probably just
That
like
will
a
start
little-
turning people another way. I'm being serious. I truly hope she figures it out. She's talented. She has a lot of sweetness in her. And I hope she figures it out.